3, 2, 1.
The link down below has been replaced, but I still urge you to head to the link below, educate yourself, and consider supporting Ukraine financially. All the sources down there have been vetted. Your money will go to the right place. Look at it all. So big and vast and mind-bogglingly huge. We've only seen what's come to us from out there. Don't you want to just fly out there and see it all sometimes? Or does that thought scare you? There's something like 400 billion stars in the galaxy. Give or take a billion. And 1 billion is already a really big number. Sorry to get a bit philosophical on you all, but it's crazy to think about sometimes. It's not really what you would... Not really the thoughts that would come to mind when playing Kerbal Space Program. Maybe you'd be thinking something along the lines of, oh dear God, I'm about to crash, dear God, I'm about to crash, I have crashed, oh my God, everybody's dead, I have crashed. But we've had a modicum of success, so I think we could afford to be a bit philosophical for a while. Look at that moon right there. You know what that is? That's Tylo. At least I think it's Tylo. Pretty sure it's Tylo. It's the really big moon. That's our next destination, you know. It's gonna be our toughest landing yet. Already got the crew picked out. This moon really was the last easy one. Val is not a difficult moon to land on. It's a bit hard to get here, but it is not hard to land. We covered that. We covered all our bases with that. There are 3 particularly hard places to get to. Eve, obviously, is the big one. Tylo. It's the highest gravity world that doesn't have an atmosphere, so we can't use parachutes to slow down. And Leif. And we look at those as the big 3, or at least I do. My goal is to be done with all of them and Gilly before Kerbal Space Program 2 drops. Call it a speed run, call it a challenge, call it whatever you want. This is my space program. It's not that overpriced garbage NASA SLS bullshit. No, mine's more expensive. But we get shit done. Like NASA, she'll sell you a fancy t-shirt and say, oh yeah, we're totally going. NASA, are you the one standing on top of a cryovolcano on Europa? Which is basically the Val analog. I didn't think so. That moon is barely moving. And time acceleration is at times 100. Let's go ahead and bring that up. So let's get the sun back out here. Very nice. We've spent a few days here gathering science, talking about this and that and this, and playing a song called Mira from the Starbound soundtrack. Absolutely glorious soundtrack, by the way. Definitely recommended for the avid space explorer. I think we're gonna leave it running. Just to give us a little something to listen to while we drive back on our Too Smart. A car that's just too smart for any of us. I'm gonna try an experiment here. Turn the steering off on the rear wheels. See if that helps. I don't know. You're still driving over ice, so you have to realize you're still driving over ice. Only 4 planets left. Planets, moons, bodies to land on. Look, there's Pegasus. 74 kilometers up. Hunter, how could you be sure that's Pegasus? It's the only thing in orbit above this ice ball. There she is. I truly love that ship. Okay? She's not the best. She's not the flashiest. But she's mine. The universe is a beautiful place. These cryovolcanoes... The cryovolcanoes were a big staple of the big science update that they had. It was a big deal for them. And that's because the cryovolcanoes of Europa, apparently quite a sight. Just this tube that spews frozen vapor high into orbit. What we were standing on was a small one. God, I fucking love space. Can't wait for KSP2. And you know we're doing KSP2. There's no way we can't. That's the next big step, is to figure out interplanetary stuff. Yep, forget Pegasus. Pegasus can't even begin to comprehend doing it. The devs were talking about interstellar engines, and they were saying the first one that they built, you couldn't even fit it inside the vehicle assembly building. What we're going to be dealing with in Kerbal Space Program 2 is so far out of our depth. It's just going to be a totally new venture. And I truly cannot wait. Lola, you mind heading up and depositing all of the science that we've grabbed while we were out? We got the mystery goo, yes? We got a lot of data. Yeah, there's mystery goo from the lowlands. It's good, right? Yep, they're both filled. Gotta remember, once we leave, we can't get any of this. We won't be able to, we won't be able to refresh the mystery goo if I decide to take this thing for a drive. I've only taken him driving a couple of times. And don't forget to grab your jetpack. That's standard issue. It's also wicked expensive, so, don't lose it. Remember to do a bit of EVA science, yes? With the banana. Anyone remember this? Samples. Maybe we did. Cool. Leave the science kit here. Like I said, you would be astounded how much crap we left on the moon. There was one mission, Apollo 12. There's one person that didn't make it, and they left his wings on the moon. Oh, it's a badge. They left his wings on the moon. That's why there are 4 stars on their mission patch, not just 3. A couple of them didn't take. Huh. Oh. Oh well. Jeb, where are you? He's over by the science camp. We spent 3 years getting here and only to spend 3 days on the surface. Yeah. Seems like a bit of a waste, but this is where we're at. Things are only going to get more and more complicated from here. If it makes you guys feel any better, I am planning to spend a considerable amount of time on Eve. And we're having trouble with the ladder again. Stand by. You landed on a strut there, buddy. Jeb. Buddy. Come on. I know you're old, but... Jeez. Okay, board, please. There he goes, okay. That leaves just Jofke. Our poor, insane, heroic... engineer. We remember to get the data out of the arm, right? Yeah, I think so. And just like that, our time on Val is over. 3 days. In a person's lifetime, that's nothing but a blink. Alright. I don't really have any speeches for leaving this little ball of ice, but I'll tell you what, I am gonna move the rover further away. It's such a good car. Still got the extended tanks on the bottom thing there. It's whatever. Don't worry about it. Alright. Sent guidance. Let's get ready to rendezvous. Target plane is shit, we haven't done this in a while. We could launch now, we have plenty of fuel. Stand by. Pegasus is coming back around. As long as we don't, you know, fucking launch in the wrong direction again. Ugh, that would be a nightmare. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You should see the Eve lander. It's based off the same basic design principles as this one, actually, thinking about it. Looks like we might be going the right direction. We are going the right direction. Alright, fantastic. Let's do this. Plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. 55, we should be able to lose our orbital debris. We're gonna hopefully burn through our descent stage, and that will not have enough momentum to stay in orbit. Cut off. Yep, those will slam back down over in the valley here. We are on our way. With this enormous ladder hanging off the back of the ship. There we go. Much better. Put up that other radiator. That looks really good. What did we name this one? I don't think she had a name. Why didn't we name her? We named all our other landers. What was this one called? The Spider? No, that was the... Spider was the name of the lander that we used for the Bopple mission. It's still in orbit around Pole. It has enough fuel to land. She could do it. This is a hell of a lander. Did a really good job designing it. Alright. We need to figure out our rendezvous. We are currently on opposite sides of the planet. This is not acceptable. Wait, what the? We are also not circularized, so... Let me go ahead and fix that for you. There we go. So, what were you thinking there? The highest peaks of Val only reach up about 5,000 or 6,000. We're probably fine. Let's go ahead and figure out our rendezvous for Pegasus. We'll go ahead and match the planes up in about 17 minutes. Go from there, figure out some maneuvers. We just had sensor readings from the descent stage hitting the ground. I was actually thinking of these, like, impact probes that we could mount on Pegasus, and then we drop those onto the planet's surface and have them get picked up by the seismometer. The thing is mainly down there, though, so that it can figure out the inner workings of the planet. We have every reason to believe that this planet is very, very seismically active. It took me a second to think of the word seismically. I guess would be the word. There's our landing site. Hello. Seismic activity on Val is very, very high. It has to be, given the cryovolcanic activity. This is gonna take a minute. We're doing an intercept in 7.3 orbits. By the way, not planning on filming the voyage home, but that will probably be the end of the video. Alright, once we ditch Armstrong here, I just named her. Once we ditch Armstrong after the docking, I'll go ahead and cut the video and then cut out the voyage home, and we'll probably bring the video back in as we're coming into a parking orbit above Kerbin. We're gonna get this channel into a select group of channels that have been to every planet in Kerbal Space Program or die trying. And we're going to do it before Kerbal Space Program 2 comes out. Maybe we'll have a nice little compilation of all of our landings. This is why we build. This is why we fly. This is why we dream. Build, fly, dream. That was the motto that the fans came up with for Kerbal Space Program. Build, fly, dream. It's also a fantastic Kerbal music video that ended up being the main inspiration for the trailer of Kerbal Space Program 2. Seriously, it's the same song and everything. It's beautiful. I think I'm going to watch that on our way home. I got a whole bunch of stuff lined up, actually. Jab's got the next leg of their Zero-G D&D campaign ready to go. Our running joke. Someone did ask me, actually, how do they throw the dice? How do you know what number it lands on? Magnets. They got a magnetic table. The magnets are under all their miniatures, too. What's the separation distance here? 83, not bad. Not bad, guys. And I'm assuming this here is going to bring us in. We might end up rendezvousing on the dark side. Yeah, there's our intercept. Sorry, I desperately need to blow my nose. Ugh. I am disgusting. Anyway. Ugh. This is going to be an interesting set of videos that are coming up. I mean, I'm going to film, hopefully, the first 2 planets. But either way, Kerbal Space Program is taking a break for Oktoberfest. But, like, even if this goes out on Friday, we'd still get 5 episodes. So, no matter how you slice it, before Oktoberfest hits, we're getting boots on Tylo. Tylo's the hardest planet to land on that doesn't have an atmosphere. It's actually true. It's the hardest thing to land on that doesn't have an atmosphere. Hardest thing to land on, period, is Eve. We're gonna have problems. All kinds of problems. We don't got forward lights on this thing, so... Good news is, though, while they were up here, I realigned the forward docking hatch to the best of my abilities using our onboard engineers and our know-how. Alright, disengage. 145 is good. Let's see here. Give me the docking port. Set it as the target. Pegasus, bring yourself around. I want you to target the docking hatch on Armstrong. Here we go. And make sure you control from the docking hatch. Yep, it just made an oopsie. Had to start spinning the other way. Do hurry up, please, though. That thing is coming in at decently concernable rate. We need to speed this up. Once I get autopilot going, though, we can all breathe. It's coming in for a collision. More or less. It's actually not, separation is good. Huh. We actually ended up almost exactly 100 meters apart from one another. And cut, and a bit of time Excel. We're actually drifting away. Alright. Leave the complicated maneuvering up to the smaller craft. Control from the forward docking port. I might not even film the docking. Autopilot enabled. It's all controlled from the front, which means it's going to be very biased towards the front of the craft, which is a shame because all the fuel is behind where these thrusters are located. Okay. It's gonna be a little complicated. Just a bit. Either way, seems that the autopilot has everything well in hand. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, we're super close now. In fact, I think this is the closest I've ever cut the recording. I did just watch the Build Fly Dream video again. I love it. I love everything about this. It's just a shame that my brain is like, no, you should work on other things. You don't have time to waste on Kerbal Space Program. Despite the fact that all this data has to go to the lab. Come on. There we go. That should keep them busy for a while. 83 megabytes worth of data. Yeah, that'll keep them busy. Yeah, we don't have to EVA transfer that stuff. I figured it out. Jeb, you come on up to the bridge. Jofke, you have a sit down. We have to explain something heavy to him, how he's gonna be lead engineer on the most dangerous mission we've ever done. Oh boy. Hey, does the telescope work? No, it doesn't. Object tracking is working just fine, though. That's good. Not that we're tracking any objects around Pegasus right now. Where's our, Alright, good. Periaps is in the sun. We're gonna be out of here in about 7 minutes. Which means, this thing, gotta go. Gotta get rid of that. 10,000 meters per second delta V, not enough. Let's see if we can, lighten the load. Non-symmetry. Hello. What's non-symmetrical? Only this part. Great. I think we're gonna need a new bridge. That would mean that the lab would be the only original module left, though. Ship of Theseus and all that. The lab was the first module we ever sent up, though, wasn't it? I don't know. Either way, I don't know. We might just have to reassemble the whole dang crew module on the ground and send up a new one. I don't know. We'll take her home and then I'll make a decision on that. Probably a no. We're still flying with the same workshop. Alright, anyway. Let's get you out of there. We didn't forget anything on board, right? Couple repair kits. Those extended tanks, I'm taking those with me. Those are mine now. Where's the trunk? There's the trunk. Those are mine. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking those repair kits. You didn't end up using them, so... yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's see what else we can pull off this thing. Obviously, a number of science kits, but honestly, we could stand to lose a few science kits. These repair kits, though, we don't have nearly enough of these on board. Not nearly enough of these on board. These, we're gonna compile these into a couple piles here. And it's a lot of repair kits. It's a lot of science kits on board right now. No, wait, no. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 13. That's an unlucky number. Take one out. All right. Ditch it. So long, Armstrong. We could go ahead and turn those lights off, too. It's come all this way just for us to leave it here. You know, I thought about throwing a few science kits in here. Just to lighten the load on Pegasus up. Just that one tiny bit. It's like, where can I get 1 meters per second of fuel back right now? On my enormous ship. I'm gonna send this into a bit of an off. That's enough burn to get her away from Pegasus. Pegasus has to figure out her own burns right now. We're getting in close to that periaps. And I'd kinda like to get out of here as soon as possible. About 300 meters per second delta V required for escape velocity. That's not too bad. Actually, it's 250. Less than 250. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My advice to everyone, don't even worry about us. We are going home. I'll let you know how it goes in 2 seconds. Okay. It's a couple hours later, and yeah, look where we are. 950 meters per second to put us into an incredibly stable orbit. Actually, we're already in an orbit, so that's completely irrelevant at this point. Cut it a little close, but not close enough that we need to panic. In fact, that number right there is going up. This is going to put us in a beautiful, almost flat orbit. It does need some inclination changes, but not much else. Next order of business is a crew transfer. We get a shuttle up here, transfer some crew around. Then we need a lander, and oh no, wait. Pegasus isn't taking a lander on the next mission. It's not what you think. I don't know. You'll find out next week.
Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly